All right, so first I have my backend running with Flask connected to my SQL database, and my front-end server is running with Node and Express. So these are my terminals showing that the backend and the front end are started. So we come to the home page. It's just basic UI. Welcome to the library system, and then it tells you to use the navigation menu to manage the books, customers, and borrowings. So for the books page, once you get here, you can see all the current books that we have in the system, whether they're available or unavailable. And then you can also add a new book. So in order to add a new book, just type it in, and you click Add Book, and it'll update the page to add the new book. Next, we have the customers page, similar to the books page where it has all the current customers within the system. You can add a new one. Click the add customer, and the page automatically updates. So when you're going to borrowings page, if there's nothing borrowed yet, then it's not going to display anything. It'll tell you no current borrowings. So we go to a new borrow, and it'll show you the books that are available to borrow. And say demo by demo, go to demo. You pick the date, you click borrow book, and it updates the borrowing page right here with the new information. And then when you want to return it, it'll only show the available books for return. You can pick the date, return the book, and it'll automatically redirect you to the current borrowings page. So that's the quick demo for the project. I'll run through the code now. So this is the server.js that starts here. That it starts off, so we set it up so that it uses Express and Axios, and the body parser to parse the form data. So we have the middleware set up in order to handle HTML form submissions and serve CSS and static files, and then we set the EJS as a template engine. So this is our base URL for the Flask backend that you can see here, followed by our routes. So it starts off with the home page. This is what loads the index.ejs. Next we have all the books. So this is for viewing all the books. It calls the Flask backend and sends it to the EJS view. So when you want to add a new book, this is the logic for it. So it's looking for the title, author, genre, and then once it's added, it'll reload the page with the updated information. Next, we have customers, similar layout. This is for viewing all customers, and then it fetches the customers and shows you everything that's in the system already. Adding a new customer, similar again. This is for adding the first name, last name, email, password, and then once it's actually added, it redirects you to the updated page with the customer added. Borrowings, for viewing all borrowings, it fetches the borrowings and displays them there. This is for the borrowing form for when you want to add a new borrowing. So it'll fetch the books, the customers, and the active borrowings, and then it'll filter by books with the available status. It'll build a list of customers already borrowing and filter out customers borrowing already, so that only valid borrowings are passed to the form. Next, you have the borrow submission handler. This is opposed to the backend API, and these are like these lines are for the form data being sent. So you have the book ID, customer ID, and borrow date, and again redirects you to the updated borrowings page. And then the return book form fetches the current borrowings, passes active borrowings that can be returned, and then this handles the return submission. So it sends a returned date from the form to the backend, and after the book is returned, it redirects to the updated borrowing page. So that's the main server.js. This is the basic layout that I have for the navigation bar with the link to the CSS files. Index, and this pulls the layout from the layout EJS, just for welcome to library, use the navigation menu. The book EJS, again, pulls the layout, and then you have the form to add a book, and then the table that displays all the books. For customers, again, pulls the layout, your form for adding customers, where you need your first name, last name, email, password, and then the button to submit, and then it's able to display the customers. Borrow form, pull the layout, borrow form, where you can select the book and select the customer and the borrow date, and then the submit button. For all the borrowings, similar layout, the table displays active borrowings, and the return form. Pulls the layout, return a book, return form, select the borrowing that you want to return, and then it'll tell you like the title, first name, last name, or borrowed, and then you pick the date that it's going to be returned, and a submit button. As far as that, and then we have our simple CSS, just for the body, the navigation, for the tables, and so on. And that concludes my final project. Thank you.